Alrighty, so the sort of deck of the week that is causing a lot of buzz is this new Azorius Core Gate list, which did really well in an online Pauper challenge over the weekend. So basically, it's a blue-white mid-rangey deck which uses the new gates from the Baldur's Gate set. Okay, so let's take a look at the gates. So first up, we have Citadel Gate. It enters the battlefield tapped. It says when it enters the battlefield, choose a color other than white, and it has tap add 1 white or 1 mana of the chosen color. So these new gates are pretty decent jewels. Then we have Sea Gate, which is the same except you choose a color other than blue. And of course, these gates have the gate subtype. Then we also have Heap Gate, which taps for colorless. It also has pay 1 tap, add 1 mana of any color, and pay 1 tap, tap an untapped gate you control, create a treasure token, which is pretty interesting. But then the most powerful is Basilisk Gate, which is sort of the payoff for having the gate synergy going on. So it taps for 1 colorless, and it also has pay 2 generic, tap, target creature gets +X until end of turn, where X is the number of gates you control, activate only as a sorcery. So the idea of this deck is to slap a threat on the board with some form of evasion, like Squadron Hawk or Guardian of the Guild Pact, and then it kills the opponent by pumping up that creature with Basilisk Gate to slam through for a lot of damage. And then basically it just uses some control and counter spells to defend its creatures and win from there. So let's quickly take a look at the creatures. Playing 10 creatures, 4 copies of Sacred Cat, 1 white for a 1/1 with lifelink, and Embalm for a cost of 1 white. So you can pay 1 white, exile this card from your graveyard, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a white zombie cat with no mana cost. Then of course, Squadron Hawk, 2 mana for a 1/1 flying. When Squadron Hawk enters the battlefield, you may search your library for up to 3 cards named Squadron Hawk, put them into your hand. Then Guardian of the Guild Pact, 4 mana for a 2/3 with protection from monocolored. And in Pauper, most decks are monocolored, so this is very powerful. Okay, for removal, we have a full set of Journey to Nowhere, 2 mana for an enchantment. When Journey to Nowhere enters the battlefield, exile target creature. When Journey to Nowhere leaves the battlefield, return the exiled card to the battlefield. Okay, for some looting effects, it's playing 4 copies of The Modern Age, a saga from Neon Dynasty. It's 2 mana. Its first and second effects are draw a card, then discard a card, and its third effect is you exile it and return it to the battlefield transformed. And the transformed side is a 2/3 enchantment creature with flying, so yet another evasive threat we can pump with Basilisk Gate. And then interestingly, they are playing 1 copy of Gift of Ozhova, 3 mana for an aura, enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has flying and lifelink. For some card draw, we're running Preordain, 1 blue for a sorcery, scry 2, then draw a card. Likewise, we have Deep Analysis, 4 mana for a sorcery, target player draws 2 cards, then it has Flashback for a cost of 2 mana and 3 life. For yet more card draw, we have 3 copies of Brainstorm, 1 blue for an instant, draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. 1 copy of Spell Pierce, 1 blue for an instant, counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 2. Then a full set of Counterspell, 2 mana, counter target spell, 1 Celestial Flare, 2 white mana for an instant, target player sacrifices an attacking or blocking creature. 1 copy of Suffocating Fumes, 3 mana for an instant, creatures your opponents control get -1/-1 until end of turn, then cycling for 2. And then of course 2 copies of Prismatic Strands, 3 mana for an instant, prevent all damage that sources of the color of your choice would deal this turn, and it has Flashback. Its flashback cost is you simply tap an untapped white creature you control. And then a fairly generic sideboard, which obviously can be adapted to your local meta. So this deck looks very, very cool. I'd like to do some more testing with it. I'm sure this is not the optimal exact list, but this strategy is clearly very viable. So these gates are very interesting. I wonder what other lists they would kind of slot into very easily. Yeah, so it's sort of a mid-rangey control deck in blue and white. Let me know how you would tweak the deck, or if you've played with the deck and how it performed for you. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.